There's a special kind of satisfaction that comes from building something with your own two hands. The feeling of raw materials transforming under your touch, the smell of wood shavings, and the sound of tools at work. It's a deeply rewarding experience that connects you to the essence of creation, especially when it's something as cool as a bow and arrows. Crafting these ancient tools is not just about the end product, but the journey of learning and perfecting a skill that has been passed down through generations. It's a connection to our ancestors, who relied on these tools for survival. Imagine the countless hours they spent honing their craft, ensuring their bows were strong and their arrows true. By making your own, you tap into that rich history and keep those traditions alive. Plus, it's just plain fun to shoot arrows. The thrill of drawing back the string, the focus as you aim, and the satisfaction of hitting your target. It's a hobby that combines skill, patience, and a bit of adventure. This ain't some store-bought trinket. Each handmade bow is unique, a reflection of the maker's personality and dedication. The imperfections and quirks are what make it special, a testament to the time and effort invested. This is a piece of you, crafted with sweat and care. Every cut, every sanding stroke, every string tied is a part of your story. It's a labor of love that results in something truly personal and meaningful. But before we start, let's talk safety. Working with tools and materials can be dangerous if not done properly. Always wear your safety gear, follow instructions, and never rush the process. Because a bow and arrow ain't a toy. It's a powerful tool that requires respect and responsibility. Mishandling it can lead to serious injury, so always be mindful of your actions. It's a tool, and like any tool, it needs to be treated with respect. Proper maintenance and handling ensure not only your safety, but also the longevity and performance of your handmade creation. So take your time, enjoy the process, and remember that the joy of making is as much about the journey as it is about the finished product. First things first, you gotta gather your supplies. For the bow, you'll need a piece of hardwood. Hickory, oak, or ash are all good choices. About 6 feet long should do the trick. Then you'll need some strong, flexible wood for the arrows. Cedar or pine work well for that. Don't forget the bowstring. You can use heavy-duty nylon cord or even natural fibers like linen or hemp. You'll also need some basic tools. A saw, a draw knife, sandpaper, and a vise will come in handy. Now, not all wood is created equal. You want a piece that's straight and free of knots. Check for any cracks or imperfections. The wood should be dry and seasoned, not green or freshly cut. Remember, this bow is only as strong as the wood it's made from. For the arrows, you're looking for straightness and consistency. You want arrows that will fly true, not wobble through the air. Take your time selecting the right pieces. It'll make a big difference in the end. Now comes the fun part, shaping the bow. Start by finding the natural curve of the wood. That'll be your handle. Use your draw knife to carefully remove wood from the belly of the bow, the side facing you. You want the bow to bend evenly on both sides. This takes time and patience. Don't rush it. You're aiming for a gradual taper from the handle to the tips of the bow. Remember, safety first. Always cut away from yourself and wear gloves to protect your hands. Section 5. Crafting the arrows. In this section, we will delve into the intricate process of creating arrows, an essential component for any archer. Crafting arrows requires precision, patience, and a keen eye for detail. Let's get started. With the bow taking shape, it's time to turn our attention to the arrows. Arrows are just as crucial as the bow itself, and their construction can significantly impact your accuracy and performance. Begin by cutting your arrow shafts to about 30 inches long. This length is a good starting point for most archers, but it can be adjusted based on your draw length and personal preference. You can adjust this later. It's important to ensure that each shaft is straight and free of any warps or bends, as this will affect the arrow's flight. Use a dowel rod slightly smaller than your arrow shafts to create a notch at one end for the bowstring. This notch, known as the nock, is crucial for securing the arrow to the bowstring. Now, for the fletching. Fletching helps stabilize the arrow in flight, ensuring it flies straight and true. Without proper fletching, your arrows may wobble or veer off course. You can use feathers, plastic vanes, or even duct tape for fletching. Each material has its own advantages. Feathers are traditional and provide excellent stabilization, while plastic vanes are durable and weather-resistant. Attach them to the back end of the arrow with glue. Make sure to use a strong adhesive that can withstand the forces exerted during flight. Make sure they're evenly spaced. Proper alignment of the fletching is crucial for consistent arrow flight. Take your time to ensure each fletching is positioned correctly and securely attached. Once all the fletching is attached and the glue has dried, inspect each arrow carefully. Check for any misalignments or loose fletching. A well-crafted arrow can make a significant difference in your archery experience. Finally, test your arrows by shooting them at a target. Observe their flight and make any necessary adjustments. With practice and attention to detail, you'll be able to craft arrows that fly straight and hit their mark every time. Crafting your own arrows can be a rewarding experience, giving you a deeper connection to the art of archery. Enjoy the process and take pride in your handmade arrows. Section 6. Stringing the bow. In this section, we will guide you through the essential steps to string your bow correctly and safely. Whether you're a seasoned archer or a beginner, these tips will help ensure your bow is ready for action. Your bow is almost ready. You've put in the hard work to craft it, and now it's time to bring it to life by stringing it properly. Before you string it, make sure it's properly tillered. Tillering is the process of ensuring that your bow bends evenly on both sides, which is crucial for accurate shooting and the longevity of your bow. That means it bends evenly on both sides. An uneven tiller can cause your bow to shoot inaccurately and may even lead to damage over time. You can check this by stringing it loosely and slowly bending the bow. This will help you identify any areas that need adjustment. Look for any spots that seem stiffer or weaker. These areas will need to be worked on to ensure a smooth and even bend. Once you're happy with the tiller, you can string the bow properly. This is a critical step, so take your time and make sure everything is just right. Use a bow stringer if you have one. A bow stringer is a handy tool that makes stringing your bow easier and safer, reducing the risk of damaging your bow or injuring yourself. If not, you can string it using a step-by-step method. Look it up online. There are many resources available that provide detailed instructions and videos to guide you through the process. Safety first. Never dry fire your bow. Release the string without an arrow. Dry firing can cause serious damage to your bow and is dangerous to you and those around you. Always ensure you have an arrow nocked before releasing the string. Remember, stringing your bow correctly is essential for both your safety and the performance of your bow. Take your time, follow these steps, and you'll be ready to hit the target with confidence. Section 7. Safety first, always. Speaking of safety, let's talk about that for a minute. A bow and arrow is not a toy, it's a weapon. Treat it with respect. Never point it at anything you don't intend to shoot. Always be aware of your surroundings. And wear safety glasses. You don't want a stray splinter or ricocheting arrow ruining your day. Remember, safety first, last, and always. Section 8. Practice makes perfect. Now that you've got your very own bow and arrows, it's time to practice. Find a safe place to shoot, away from people and animals. Start by shooting at close range. Focus on your form and technique. Don't get discouraged if you don't hit the bullseye right away. Archery takes practice. It's all about muscle memory and consistency. The more you shoot, the better you'll get. Section 9. Satisfaction of self-reliance. There's something incredibly satisfying about hitting a target with a bow and arrow you made yourself. It's a feeling of accomplishment, of self-reliance. You've taken raw materials and transformed them into something useful, something beautiful, and that's something to be proud of. So get out there, build something with your hands, and connect with the ancient art of archery. But remember, safety first.